Memphis Grizzlies and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Grizzlies win this one 118-107, and they improve to 5-6, and the Grizzlies here and the Minnesota Timberwolves, they fall to 3-8 in this one. Now we'll go to the Grizzlies side of things, and Jonas Valanciunas, a huge double-double in this ball game. 24 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist, 11 and 19 from the field, and 2 for 2 from the line. So Valanciunas, you know what you're going to get from him. You're going to get double-doubles. You're not going to get many block shots or three-point attempts. But Valanciunas, he's been solid this season so far here for this Memphis team, and as long as he stays healthy, he's going to be a good center to have on your fantasy roster. Dylan Brooks, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and he had a bad night from the field though, 4 of 15, 1 of 5 from three-pointer, and this is what's going to happen with a lot of young players. They're going to have inconsistent nights until they're a proven shooter and player in this league, but Dylan Brooks, he should be owned in most fantasy leagues, and I think he'll bounce back. Jones here, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. But Jones, his fantasy value and ownage is going to go down pretty soon. Ja Morant, he's ahead of schedule, and it looks like he could come back this weekend or next Monday. So Ja Morant, he'll be back. Jones, he'll be a guy definitely droppable. Him and Desmond Bane, if he's still owned in fantasy leagues. Because when Morant back, this Grizzly team, they've played all right, but now if they get Morant back and they're just about 500, it's a good time, and it's good to see that Morant recovered pretty quickly considering how it looked when the injury first happened. Brandon Clark, another good game for him, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 9 of 15 from the field. So Brandon Clark, he's been pretty decent so far in fantasy, and most drafts heading into the season, he was going 7th or 8th round, and right now he's pretty much lived up to that value. So Brandon Clark, if somehow he's out there on some fantasy waiver wires, I will go get him. He's going to have a big part with this Memphis team, and with Ja Morant coming back into the lineup, it's just going to make everyone around them better as well. Kyle Anderson, a mediocre game in this one, 7 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 of 8 shooting from the field, and 2 for 2 from downtown. So Kyle Anderson, he still holds value. I know his minutes dropped in this one to 23, but I think it was just an off game with him, and he should be owned in a majority of 12 to 14 team leagues right now. He's still producing, he's still starting, and it was an off night here. Grayson Allen, a surprising game, 26 minutes of play, 20 points, 2 assists, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from downtown. But for Allen to have fantasy value and be rostered on teams, he's got to play more. This was a great game for him, no doubt about it, but we got to see more out of him. Dwayne Melton, 15 points, 1 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 and 12 from the field, 1 for 4 from downtown. So Melton, he's been a up and down player so far in his career. I know Memphis gave him the good contract this season, but right now I wouldn't go out there and get him. And Desmond Bane, his value is going to drop off or have no value at all, even though he's owned only in the deepest of leagues. He had 3 points, 3 rebounds in this one. Now to Minnesota side of things. Karl Anthony Towns, a big game for him, 25 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists. And Karl Anthony Towns, I thought he would be finished for a while with that dislocated wrist, but he only missed 6 or 7 games, which is pretty good. And he's back to form here with a big double-double, 25 and 14. And this is why he was drafted in the first round of fantasy drafts, and usually the top 5. He's producing. He's a big man that could shoot the basketball well with good field goal percentages on most nights. His free throw shooting's good, and he adds 3. So hopefully Towns could start playing back-to-backs, get his legs under him, and produce. Ogie, he had 3 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. He did play 26 minutes and started, but he has no fantasy value at this time. Malik Beasley, another big game for Beasley. 28 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 11 of 23 from the field, and he added 4 for 11 from downtown. So Malik Beasley, he surprised me. I thought last season, those last 10 to 15 games he had with Minnesota were fluky, but he's proven me wrong, and he's living up to the contract so far. So if you got Malik Beasley late in your fantasy drafts, he's paying off for you in a big way so far this season with his scoring and his 3-point shooting. Juan Hernan-Gomez, he don't have value. 5 points, 8 rebounds, no assists in this one. 2 of 7 from the field and 1 for 6 from downtown. So Juan Hernan-Gomez, he's starting. but he's not putting up numbers here. D'Lo, another good game for D'Angelo Russell. 25 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 10 of 21 from the field, and 2 for 8 from downtown. So it's good to see the big three on Minnesota here, if you want to call them that. But their 3 best players, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Karl Anthony Towns, all go for 25 or more points in this one, because I thought not all 3 of these guys could be on the same page and all have big scoring games. But here in this one, we saw that, and that's a good sign, because I think Russell, he's a stud. Malik Beasley, he's an up-and-comer, and obviously Karl Anthony Towns, he's a superstar for fantasy basketball. Anthony Edwards, the first-round pick in the draft this season, he didn't do anything in this one. 16 points, 16 minutes, 2 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist, 1 of 6 from the field. So Anthony Edwards, I don't know, in deeper leagues, obviously you hold on to him, but shallow 8 to 10 team leagues, he could be a guy that's droppable. He's only really scoring. He's not giving you many other categories, and his shooting percentage isn't that good this season. So right now, if I'm in a 10-team league, I take a look and see if there's better options on the waiver wire, because Edwards, he's been inconsistent, but that's what you expect from most rookies, but he's not giving you anything if he's not scoring. Vanderbilt, 14 minutes, 2 points, 4 boards. He had a couple good games last week, but his value's totally gone. And Naz Reid, 13 minutes, 9 points, 3 boards. Towns, if someone has to get injured in the big man area for Minnesota for him to have value. So that was the Memphis and Minnesota box score and recap.